Jim Donovan has been monitoring the talks very closely. He joins us now. Jimmy, we've been through things like this before, football, baseball. We've seen how these things go, and sometimes out of nowhere, a deal is struck. Do you get the sense here that we're closer to a deal or an extended lockout where we miss substantial time?
It looks like an extended lockout where we miss a substantial amount of time for what just happened in the middle of the afternoon. There was progress made at about midnight last night. It looked as though there was some real forward momentum and that we might get a deal done today. They came off that hard deadline of, if we don't have a deal by the end of Monday, we're going to cancel the start of the regular season. But they started to knock off some of the smaller items. But here's what happened in the middle of the afternoon today in Jupiter, Florida. The owners came to the Players Association and said, this is our best and final offer. And the Players Association unanimously voted it down and walked away from the negotiating table. They have left Jupiter, Florida, and moved away from negotiations. Commissioner Rob Manfred is about set to speak down in Jupiter, Florida, to explain what happened today, where do we go next, and more importantly, the cancellation number. What's going to happen? March 31st is the target date here in Cleveland that the Guardians would have opened up at Progressive Field against the Kansas City Royals. That, of course, is very, very, very much in doubt right now. But it looks as though, with the two sides breaking off negotiations, that we are a long way away from an agreement. And it was all of the major issues that we talked about here on the show yesterday: the competitive balance tax, the maximum and minimum salaries that can be made, the minimum salaries for players, and also the ability for young players to get to the arbitration table if they are superstars in the game at a very early age, to get to the table in a period of about 2 years. None of that was agreed upon, and they are miles away right now, Jay, from an agreement.
Jimmy, do you get a sense that either side is operating from a position of strength here? Does one side have leverage over the other?
Well, it seems as though, and I think there's so much animosity between these two sides, and that's historic. That's just not systemic to this particular set of negotiations. I mean, they have never been good friends, the owners and players in Major League Baseball. And the players have felt the last two times that they've come to the negotiation table, they've taken it on the chin and ended up signing bad deals. So they went in a bad mood anyway. It seems as though right now, I would have to say, Jay, as I landscape it and take a look over that landscape, that the owners have the cards in their hand. They have the money. They were the ones that didn't back off any of these financial deals. And so it seems as though the players are playing from behind and really are frustrated.
Now, once upon a time, that Major League Baseball Players Union was one of the strongest in the world. But as you've said, the last two deals definitely were more owner-friendly. Now the players want to pull the rope back to their side, and oftentimes that's more difficult to say or to do than it is to say. Jimmy, I know you're following this very closely. Hopefully we have some new developments and good developments coming up later at 6. We'll see you then.
Okay. Thanks, Jay.